Hello, Lex here. Just wanted to get this down in case I buggered it up. Right, this is a bit complicated, so I'm going to basically briefly try to explain and not keep saying the word basically because it's irritating. What I'm doing, MiSTer FPGA running MiniMig core. I've just updated all of the cores. I'm trying to get MidiLink working, but MidiLink is a daemon that runs between the MiniMig core and the MiSTer Linux, the Linux side of the MiSTer FPGA, and it forwards data between either a soft synth emulation, which is an emulation of the Roland MT32, or UDP or TCP ports and other things, but it's all in the documentation. So what I'm trying to do is this is term running on the well, it's running on something. Hang on a second. Yeah, Workbench 3.1, I think. It's emulating an A600, and I'll just briefly flick through the screen so you can see what config I've got here. 600, yeah. It's the processor. The CPU is a 020. So we've got Workbench 211, which is the main workbench, and the term hard drive, which fortunately I've done this before, so I had the hard drive file on Amiga Forever on Spatula, and the A600 on MiniMig only supports one controller, so secondary master and secondary slave don't do anything. The important thing is CPU and chipsets at GCS, yeah. But the important thing is there. You press right on there, go down to UART mode, and that has to be set to none. Otherwise, you get interference from whatever it's set to. You can set that to PPP, which emulates a PPP connection using local sockets. Console, which presumably I've never used that, but presumably that just gives you a console on the FPGA, on the MiSTer FPGA on the Linux side, so you can log in and stuff. And MIDI, which probably already uses the MIDI thing anyway. And then you could, of course, you could set the MidiLink there to various things. But the problem is that causes interference. So what I've done here is I'll just start it again. I'll just start term again. You have to boot from the term hard drive. That's one thing, I think. Oh, bloody hell. Oh yeah, I'm running it, aren't I? Idiot. There is something else. There you go. Yeah, that's what. There you go. TCP SOC client connect, connection timed out. There's all sorts of jiggery pokery happening here. Oh, I haven't got the mouse focused. That's it. Should get a reply for go 80. Oh, I didn't. No, because what happened is when I restarted term, it probably messed up. It probably tried to open MidiLink again, and that confused it, and it probably aborted. So what I've got at the same time is on Spatula, I'm logged into the MiSTer FPGA. Yeah, I thought it had terminated. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm logged into the MiSTer FPGA via SSH on PuTTY 192.168.1.27, and then you can't see that very well. So occasionally you have to just, oh, it's the wrong computer. You have to just go into it and just restart it, which I'm doing using the command, as you can see. Good, it's focused on it now. MidiLink board 9600 TCP. That's what I use to restart it, and you can see, because you're running it via the console, you can see if anything goes wrong. For example, look, directory search. That's really cool. That's what I was trying to type in 192.168.11.23, and I completely messed that up because I was sitting at the wrong angle. But looks like it's got a directory, and it'll recognize host names, or not host names, but it'll map names to IP addresses. Oh, hang on, I was just looking at messages on MiSTerFPGA.org, because some people have tried to get this working to link to MiSTer or to Altera DE10s together, which is pretty cool. The just trying to, where is it? That's the A0486. Where's MidiLink? Let's go back a bit. Hang on, where's MidiLink? Where's MidiLink? This always happens. Hang on a sec. There it is. I've bookmarked it in the MiSTer GitHub bookmarks folder. You probably can't see the text very well. It says github.com/ there you go. MiSTer devel MidiLink MiSTer, and it's written by Sorgaleg. Don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but the guy's a friggin' genius. I mean, he's just done so much. He's basically done the whole MiSTer project himself, and it's totally intense. But he's the way that he's written this down, he's just explained all the different UART modes. And you set the UART mode by editing the config file, I think, or maybe, no you don't. I don't know if you do or not. Maybe, see the thing is that I'm starting MidiLink manually and I don't think I'm supposed to do that. I think you're supposed to edit the config instead. So there's the, as I said before, that's the argument. I've got MidiLink board 9600 TCP, but if I just do ls, and you can see I've got MidiLink ini, and I've got MidiLink readme and MidiLink updater, which updates the whole thing, updates the MidiLink daemon and everything. MidiLink ini. Oh, that's it. There it is. That's actually rather a lot of stuff there, but it's all there. It's divided into sections based on the core. At the bottom is minimig, so it shows that it uses the TCP term rows for the directory, which I haven't messed with yet. I don't think there's anything in it. Don't know how to use the directory yet. USB serial board. Not sure if that probably opens the if you use a USB serial adapter on the MiSTer, that probably opens it at 115.200. But I've just been running it manually. So yeah, that's all you need to do is just run it from here, and that's it. Just keep restarting it. Though I'll probably suss out a way to do this automatically. It probably already does. I just haven't read all the documentation yet. But that is the important thing. MidiLink board 9600 TCP, and it does all the I've just got to show this. This is so funny. It's running now. Checks for a MIDI device, and I updated the MidiLink stuff, and it downloads the Roland NT32 sound fonts, which is pretty amazing. So I've got 80 here. Oops. There you go. Okay. So if I do ATDT and then an IP address 192.168.127.23, 23, that's the port, telnet. By default it would do 23. 127 is the IP address of the MiSTer. I could probably just do 127.0.0.1 instead, but you get a dial tone. Two connects. It's interesting. Brilliant. That's interesting. I'm getting an echo. I wasn't expecting it to connect because I don't think I've got a telnet running on here, but maybe I have. Probably have actually. But not getting anything recognisable. No, it's just echoing everything. Another thing is it doesn't do escapes, so if you do that, you don't get an AT back. As far as I know, the only way to reset it is to reboot the Amiga OS. No, actually no, that doesn't do it. I did that before. No, you got to stop it. You got to restart MidiLink. So if I go back into onto Spatula now to have a look at the console, see what's going on between. There you go, and it gives you debug information when, see, when something is being sent. That's hex. I'm just basically just typing. I've got to stop saying basically. I'm just typing an exclamation mark, so it's just saying 21 hex OD. It's pretty good because it shows what's being passed and what's being received. It's really useful having that debug information there. So I haven't even tested it with MIDI applications yet. I'm going to get this working first. I think this is so brilliant. Okay, bye.